Hey guys, COUY here, and welcome back to Disney Month in COUY Reviews. Unfortunately, we'll only have one review, thanks to the delays of the last two reviews, and our next review. But don't worry, this one review will be good, cause it's the only Renaissance movie that Bond, the Rescuers Down Under. This film follows Bernhard and Bianca on another, rescue mission in Australia to save this kid from an eagle poacher with the help of another mouse named Jake. I was definitely excited to review this movie, considering all the great things I heard about it. So let's hop into this Aussie adventure, shall we? Alright, how's the story? Well, I hate to break it to you, but it's not that great. First off, the plot itself is just the same rescue mission you've heard millions of times before. A character gets kidnapped, and another character goes on a quest to save them. Boom. That's the plot. But it actually has some spice to it. Instead of a damsel in distress, it's a boy who cares for animals. Instead of a villain who wants to take over the world, there's a poacher that wants to kill the eagle and eat its eggs. Instead of a comic relief that's joining the heroes, you get the true starring character in the film. There's also a huge twist in the third act that I won't spoil. All of these aspects bring the story a good execution that makes it enjoyable throughout. The only criticism I would really throw is that this movie is not that funny. Sure, I got a few chuckles, but they're far and few in there. The story may be old-fashioned, but the spice is nice enough for it to blaze its own trail. The animation in this movie is beautiful. Not because it's Disney, but it's for being the first traditionally animated film to use digital software for its visuals. In this case, it's the CAPS system. The character animation has ended its cells to make itself look more clean and colorful, just to improve on the design and all. The backgrounds are wholly faithful to the Australian outback, with vibrant jungles and amazing deserts. The movements are smooth, as usual for a movie by a studio whose name you already know. This is also the first traditionally animated film to use CG effects, and that's only for the sequences where Wilbur flies the mice from New York to Australia. I gotta say, those effects don't look dated for a 1990 film, since they're meant to be simple backgrounds. I got nothing else to say about the animation, but it's Disney. What do you expect? Unwatchable animation. Moving on to the cast, this movie has a mix of good characters and bad characters. The good characters consist of COUY, a sweet and thoughtful kid who has passion for wildlife and will do anything for these animals. The returning trio with Bianca, Bernhard, and Wilbur, who are better written in this sequel than the original and more tolerable. And last but not least, there's the true starting hero of the movie, Jack, who is badass and so damn likable. The way he helps and behaves around the other two mice, and his nice tricks are good enough to make this fellow an entertaining adventurer. But then you got the bad characters. Oh, I'll get to you later, Pulse. First, you have every other animal in this movie. Sure, they're meant to be COUY's friends, but they do absolutely nothing during their screen time, and the frilled wizard makes everything worse for them in one scene. Once we go back to the mice, we don't see them again. What a waste of characters you got there. Then you have McLeach, who is the dumbest villain in a Disney movie. Seriously, he just wants to kill the eagle to eat its eggs. Can't he just leave the bird alone and go to the store? If not, can't he just get a stinking job? Regardless of the animals that do nothing, and the stupid antagonist, the cast is relatively enjoyable for the adventure. The movie overall is good. Not as great as other Disney Renaissance films, but good. It is flawed with a generic formula and some characters that need work, but thankfully, it has enough talent in its animation, writing and cast to boost up the experience to improve on the lackluster predecessor. If you are looking for a simple animated journey, or a good representation of the outback, this is a nice watch. I cannot call this movie underrated, but not a hidden gem like Bolt, and give it the like badge for putting something out in 1990, considering the lack of animated films in that year. This is COUY signing out.